storyboards and the script to design the scenes.
Y'all ready for some announcements? More like marketing, right? Oh, we like marketing. We like marketing. Why isn't the playhead going away? Why are you going away? Oh, that's why. Okay. Ad announcements. Products. I feel like there's... I mean, people have already thought about this. I'm not the first person to think about it. I was thinking, like, surely games marketing as a product unto itself is a thing, and then I was like, oh, we're at the Game Awards. Sorry, this is very loud. Okay. I've adjusted. Contagion is so fucking quiet. So is Indiana Jones. Game Pass. They keep having to hammer this shit home because people still ask, is it going to be on Game Pass? Yes! People, for some reason, still refuse to believe that Game Pass is a thing. I don't know why. Like, they just don't... They don't let their brains acknowledge it. In terms of the, like, the money for the quality of and volume of gaming in exchange. Or 6 aims. I saw Marty. Marty Stratton, yeah, he's an old timer, pretty rad dude. I got to chat with him a couple times at QuakeCon. Video games to you. Dude, if they show that building... I used to work in the building that id Software is in now, but they weren't there when I worked in that building. But I might get triggered if they have, like, exterior shots or something. Did it just start? Yes, it did. Mystery game. Wait, is Ninja Gaiden? I know those waves. Oh no, wait. That was a million years ago, though. It is Team Ninja, yeah. I can't remember what they're working on. Did they have anything announced? This Neo 2?
今日は皆様にジム忍者が長く大切にしてきたアクションシリーズの新情報を発表できる機会をいただけてとても嬉しく思います。
Oh, Dreadbound.
ご覧ください。
This is something else.
Several years ago.
Oh, they're doing a remake?
The Dark Dragon, youngest of the divine dragon gods, wreaked havoc across the world.
Okay, I mean,
Ultimately thwarted.
if they just make a new game called Ninja Gaiden and it has, you know, Ryo Hayabusa,
The Dark Dragon's husk remained.
cool.
From this husk fell an endless downpour of cursed rain. The abandoned Tokyo continues its struggle against chaos to this day.
Dude, how cool is it that character action games are back?
Commencing mission.
Platinum is making it. Oh, okay. Or helping work on it. Wow, Team Ninja and Platinum. Is this the first game they've ever worked on together? Man, they're like the best in the biz when it comes to like really high skill ceiling, very fast character action games. Yeah, I mean, Neo played well enough, right? Sick. I could not tell you if any of these environments are like remade from Ninja Gaiden 1, Xbox Ninja Gaiden, whatever. Doodle 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 doodle. Oh, we got bullets. That sword is so big. Yeah, there it is. That's the move right there. Tiger drop. Or no, wait, Izuna drop, I think is what it was called. Okay, I remember that. I remember the dojo, like the first level.
So you've come.
I remember that single move being the one that got me through the game. Oh.
Execute my mission.
Oh, it's a 4. Okay, cool. Sequel to 3. All right then.
大変お待たせしました。最強の忍者となり容赦なく襲い来る敵に挑むハイスピードアクション忍者ガイデンのナンバリング最新作として忍者ガイデン4
I guess Ryo Hayabusa is a bad guy now.
本作はプラチナゲームズさんとの協業で開発を進めています。
That's really cool news. But it's Xbox Games Publishing.
プラチナゲーム
Like that was the logo before this game. So Xbox is publishing it,
ベヨネッタやニアオートマタなど素晴らしいアクショ
which
ン
means it's gonna be, yeah, Game Pass. Cool.
忍者ガイデン4というタイトルを10年以上の時を超えて
Is it gonna come to
お
PC?
届けするにあたり
Do you think?
より多くの方に新鮮な気
I'm already making a
持
wish
ちでいただ
list.
けるよう新たな世界を新主人公であるもう一人の町人ヤクモで
Akumo
冒険するという形で制作することにしました。先ほどご覧いただいた映像の中でリュウハヤブサも登場しておりましたが
Well, now I gotta play through the Ninja Gaiden games,
密
huh?
接に関わってきます。なぜヤクモと戦うことになったのかリュウハヤブサと戦う目的は何なのか本作の物語の中で展開していきます。
Right, Ryu. For some reason I thought it was Ryo.
邪魔をするな。
Ryo is Shenmue and Art of Fighting?
首都東京が舞台となっています。この雨は黒龍がまだ生きている証であり、雨が止まない限り東京に安寧は訪れません。今作の新主人公であり、ハヤブサと対をなすカラス一門に所属するヤクモが首都東京で黒龍を倒し、この世界を晴らすため。
This also reminds me, I gotta get back to No More Heroes 3. Love how it's got a Sonic rail grind. So sick.
これまで忍者ガイデンシリーズで描かれてきたダークでハードな世界観は継承し、そこにさらに危機を
They release any games now that are Xbox only and exclude PC.
混沌とした景観のデザインを取り入れています。ステージプレイ中に街が呪いの影響を受け、ビルは
It seems really unlikely.
ヤクモをピンチに陥れることでしょう。
Also,
舞台となったのはとある出来事によって街全体が崩壊し、魔族や
I think based on pricing and marketing, Xbox is focusing on PC and cloud. Cloud is obviously a more of a blue ocean market.
立体的に自由度の増した
They stand to own that space if they can convince anyone to use it. But
忍者アクションを駆使して乗り越えていくことになります。
it seems unlikely that Xbox would publish a game
爽快なシチュエーションを
and have it not simultaneously launch on
これ以外
PC
にも様々なシチュエーションや
because of their seeming focus on
な
it.
どを用意しており、ステージが進むごとに上がっていくテンションにも驚いていただけると思います。
Cloud Oceans. Yeah, everything's in Xbox. I mean that's their cloud play,
新しい主人公
which is smart.
リュウハヤブサに次ぐ
It's definitely a lot better than
彼にはまだ若さも残っていますが、カラス一門を背負う天才忍者でもあり、
they're
ガイ
like
デンシリーズにおける
wanting to basically put a multifunction PC in the living room.
次世代の
with a camera.
超人気人物としてデザインしています。
They wanted all your data. I guess that was smart too, but
そんなヤクモの前に立ちふさがるのは
lost the way of gaming.
東京の治安維持組織であり、黒龍の封印を守る竜神島や現世に蔓延する
Sports.
人ならざる者妖魔、そしてもちろんシリーズおなじみの魔人も登場します。また現時点では公開していませんが、新たなキャラクターやシリーズファンの方に喜んでいただける人物も登場しますので、続報にご期待ください。
Who wants to be a software company and pull out of the hardware space? It makes sense.
目にも止まらぬスピードで
I think it's just because he can see 10 years into the future. Platform agnosticism is where all the money is.
さらにヤクモが使える新要素。
Also, Microsoft already has Windows. Like they own it already. Why do they need to make an entirely new box that runs a different version of Windows?
ヌエの方ではこれまでの
It's like they invented a new market inside the market they already own to fight about.
多勢に無勢の状況
No,
が長く
just roll back to the market you own and make all the money there.
もちろん1対1の戦闘における比率も健在です。プレイヤー同様敵もガードや回避をしてくるため緊張感のあるフェアな戦闘を味わうことができます。敵の動きをしっかりと捉えながら一瞬の隙を逃さずに攻撃を仕掛けていくこと
Now I'm trying to think about all the subscription products that Microsoft offers on Windows. There's Xbox and Office.
られるかと思います。
Is that it? I'm kind of ignorant. Like I don't know the full array of like consumer subscription services Xbox can offer, or sorry, Microsoft as a whole corporate umbrella offers on the Windows platform.
本作の主人公であるヤクモは竜とは一味違うアクションを有
Yeah, Azure services is more like for companies, right?
忍者ガイデン
But
の
yeah,
力を感じていただけると
Dropbox. Oh yeah, Dropbox.
例えばカラス
Well, they have OneNote.
2つの型がある
Or sorry, wait, OneDrive. Excuse me.
ですがそれらが持つ多彩な性能のアクションを用いて敵や状況ごとに使い分け
One. They also have OneNote, but that's part of Office. That is part of Office.
絶技などを含めた抑揚ある
Yeah, I think you can probably buy
もちろん
storage for
どこ
that.
でも健在です
ヤクモと竜ハヤブサはそれぞれがかなり異なる個性的な遊び心地になっていますのでさまざまな戦闘バリエーションを楽しむことができるようになっています。
You know what that reminds me? I should probably put MediaTek on OneDrive. Like, I really do need to cloud back it
そ
up
して竜ハヤブサの双方で
in a way that's
イズナ落としなど
somewhat automated.
シリーズのアクションも駆使しつつ新アクションを織り交ぜた新しい忍者ガイデンにご期待ください。忍者ガイデンシリーズに色濃く残っている歯ごたえやグレードの高いアクション体験の継承、さらに我々プラチナゲームズの特徴であるスピーディーなアクションやダイナミックな演出も取り入れ進化した正当続編を作り上げるべく総力を挙げて開発を進めております。
容赦ない敵とのいかなる攻防にもフェアに戦える手触りをヤクモでも目指しています。皆様に進化した忍者ガイデンを触っていただける日を楽しみにしています。
シリーズファンはもちろんのこと忍者ガイデンを初めてプレイする方でも存分に楽しめる作品になってい
You
る
know
の
what?
で
There's one Ninja Gaiden thing we haven't seen.
長年にわたってプラチナゲームズさんと共にまさに忍者のように潜んで忍者ガイデン4の開発を進
And
めて
that's
ついに発表することができて非常に嬉しく思いま
a
す。
ninja with gigantic
本
titties.
作を皆様にお届けできるの
Yeah, J-Sto's correct.
続報にもぜひご期待
Greased up titties. Itagaki, where are you now?
さて本日お伝えしたい発表はそれだけで
Ooh,
はありません。
one more
こちらを
thing.
ご覧ください。
Is this the remake? This looks like the remake. Squelching. Dingle! Thank you, Steam. It's a good day, folks. I'm looking at Ninja Gaiden 4, Final Fantasy 7 remake, just downloaded on my personal computer. Things turned out pretty good, honestly, in gaming. And I'm like, really, you have to look real hard. You have to look real hard, make up stories, and focus on the most trifling shit to have beef with how things went down. Sports games are kind of fucked. I'll grant that. Sports games, we lost those. Was it 2? Okay. That's fun.
忍者ガイデン2のオリジナル版は2008年に Xbox 360
Ninja Gaiden 2 Black. That's a great way to title it.
バトルを皆様にお楽しみいただいた作品です。
I don't remember 2 very
ガイデ
well.
ン2ブラックではオリジナル版の表現に立ち戻り、アンリアルエンジン5を用い
Can we get a gaming
大
drop?
幅に刷新、忍者ガイデン2の
Yes, you can.
として開発いたしました。綺麗なグラフィックで
Oh, Prophet. I can never share the MediaTek files.
綾音、もみじ、レイチェルも
That's my Wu-Tang secret.
登場します。 そして
No one will ever know.
コンソール PC そして Xbox ゲームパスでこの後すぐに発売となります。
What? What?
忍者ガイデンシリーズを長年応援いただいている皆様はもちろんのこと、本日忍者ガイデンを知っていただいた
Jesus Christ.
忍者ガイデン4の発売前にぜひ本作をお楽しみください。
Is that it? Waiting for the JPEG to load? I'll do it later.
今年はチーム忍者創立30周年の節目であり、本日発表させていただいた忍者ガイデン4を含め
Okay, well, it's not there yet.
忍者の年、イヤーオブザ忍者となります。ぜひ忍者ガイデン
Year of the Ninja.
にご注目ください。
I'm another ninja. Wait a minute. There's Master Collection. Chaka Ninja. Wait, Razor's Edge. Sigma 2? Ninja Gaiden Sigma. They added all of them. Install.
Hi, and welcome to Compulsion Games here in Montreal, Canada. At our studio, we care about world building, and we treat the setting almost like a character of its own. From the magical noir of contrast to the alternate history.
Oh, Master Collection was on Game Pass last year? Oh my gosh, I didn't know that.
To shape mood, drama.
I didn't even look. How did I not ever see that?
Third-person action adventure game. The story and characters bring a folkloric Deep South to life.
Oh, Ninja Gaiden 2 Black is what we're looking for. Okay, that's not... I don't see that listed on PC Game Pass yet.
So while our protagonist Hazel is at the forefront of our story,
Think you can't use mods in the Game Pass version?
and larger-than-life creatures that will leave a mark on her journey and growth.
Yeah, we'll see. There was a window of Game Pass games where they were packaged like a Windows app, and you couldn't change any of the files, but you can mod Game Pass games.
Didn't forget the flashlights and batteries. Oh, should we got 5 minutes? Let's go.
We wouldn't be rushed if you didn't.
Don't mumble. Speak on it.
I said we wouldn't be rushed if you didn't waste all that time at the shelter.
Now, you want to bring this up?
Yeah, I really like the look of this game.
Hazel, please.
We might need some help. I might need some help. While you're out helping everybody.
Yeah, there are some you cannot mod. That is true. I've run into those. But like, I mean, just recently I was using Doom Eternal to benchmark some stuff, and yeah, I could delete the intro videos again. So
Typical 19-year-old, but disastrous events will push.
luckily, it is possible to get to the actual file structure of Game Pass games.
She really is, and how to tap into weaving, an ancient magical power.
I'm excited for this game.
Defines her trajectory in life.
I haven't seen a ton gameplay-wise that's like
Chooses Hazel as a weaver.
mind explodey, but
Someone who
setting in the vibe,
beyond the surface
the artistry of it.
into deeper
Like I will happily play a bog standard platformer if the visuals and the animation and the music
people, nature, and echoes of the past.
Keep those hands
are awesome enough. I also just like, I don't know, even though there's a lot of American games, there's very few games about American culture.
She reweaves these stigmas. And
I'm looking forward to GTA 6. I mean, everyone is, right? But
As Hazel discovers her power, the world gradually shifts into the surreal, revealing that creatures from the old folktales actually exist.
You up here, my salvation.
Among them is good old Catfish, the storyteller who becomes both the guide and companion to Hazel across the game.
It ain't every day I hear about a new weaver such as yourself. Would you kindly do your weaver thing and help me down?
Meeting Catfish marks the true beginning of Hazel's journey.
yeah, for
All of
you.
Hazel's arsenal and powers are designed around textile crafting and traditional spinning wheels. Her weapons include a spindle, 2 weaving hooks, and a distaff.
And that's why I like Crime
Her
Boss so
magic
much.
abilities manifest with supernatural lace-like patterns, blending the traditional craft with mystical.
There was a really fun era, I mean, where like a lot of Japanese games would be about America because it was like that's where all the pop culture was coming from. That was the
As her journey
greatest.
unfolds, Hazel will master new weaving abilities, using them
Playing
to
games like
traverse
Bad
the world,
Dudes.
conjure objects, and confront adversaries.
Now American games are largely set in fictional places.
Different enemy archetypes known as ants.
And occasionally Europeans will develop games set in America.
These Haints trap Hazel in combat until she unravels them.
I should say the United States.
Process.
Each Haint has its own unique moveset, strengths, and weaknesses.
Mafia was pretty fun. I like that.
For example, the
That was like fictional America.
and unleashes devastating strikes from afar, while the Ravager closes the distance with chilling speed. Hazel can counter these threats with agile melee.
I mean, Chinese culture is pretty great for video games too.
Jump attacks and charge attacks. But close combat is risky and can backfire because Aints have powerful defensive abilities. Mastering your magical skills become the key to gaining the upper hand in combat.
I like this. It's like, it seems very prescriptive, you know?
The spells at your disposal that give
Attacks have AoEs, your dash is fast, very directed.
pull distant enemies close to start melee combos, push them back to
It's like,
interrupt and
the
stun.
game tells you a thing and gives you a beat.
Then
Tells you a
press
thing
the
and gives you a
advantage
beat.
with follow-up strikes. Spells interact uniquely with each enemy type, creating dynamic combat scenarios, especially when facing multiple types of opponents at the same time.
Yeah, everything moves like a chunk. It's almost like a...
Unravel, breaking their core and setting them free of their corruption, which has the added benefit.
It has just a very slight whiff of like a turn-based game or a grid-based game.
If you play your combos right, you can enhance Hazel's combat readiness and keep on chaining her abilities.
Interesting.
As Hazel progresses in the game, she unlocks new moves and improved abilities, and you'll have to decide which areas to prioritize.
Dude, this reminds me of Valkyrie Profile 2.
Area of effect attacks
Although that game was like was very funky in terms of its like timing mechanics, but sort of having the camera in a wide angle behind the character centered, and then you do these like grid or cone-based attacks,
landing precise strikes and unraveling enemies.
and then it's all about like positioning enemies relative to each other, increase the efficiency of your
In Hazel's search
attacks.
for her mother, you'll explore multiple regions, each ruled by a mythical creature with their own Southern Gothic history. You'll gradually uncover the backstories of these
Those
beings,
generic raffle tickets were at like every social event in my youth.
their secrets waiting to be discovered. As a weaver, Hazel heals these creatures by collecting fragments of haunted memories. We call these echoes, which reveal each creature's past. Hazel must experience...
Oh, Days Gone. I gotta play that. That's true, Michael Breeze. The Last of Us is very American. Yeah.
We design each region to reflect the
Yeah.
creature that's been doomed to wander it. From the atmospheric environment.
I guess that's probably why Americans love it so much. It speaks to I think
Hazel will need to face mythical creatures in epic confrontation before she
well,
can heal them.
I should speak for myself then.
Encounters and gameplay
A growing internal toxicity towards your own life and times culture.
that center around a specific
There's a lot of beauty in American culture, of course.
multiple phases
Food, arts, music. Incredible music out of the United States.
as the encounter
A little biased there, of course. Hometown heroes and all, but
alongside the fight.
it's also kind of unfair because the United States is basically like Europe. All of it, you know, in terms of geography,
Each of these
internal
larger
culture,
creatures is inspired by Southern folklore.
climate.
To climactic battles.
Not necessarily, the history is not that deep. We're not millennia old yet.
South of Midnight unfolds as a hero's journey, and as Hazel, you'll travel through a tapestry of Southern-inspired landscapes. From abysmal swamps to flooded farmlands.
Yeah, big ass country.
Appalachian peaks.
Each state, exactly sourdough, which is kind of the idea. That was the idea behind federalism, that each state would largely govern itself and the federal government would be very, very small.
And as Hazel delves deeper, reality bends ever
Then there was
more
that
towards
those pesky civil rights issues.
The history, landscape, and folklore of the American Deep South fill our world, and our team has infused the game with thoughtful details and environmental storytelling, like our bottle trees and haint blue porches, which are said to ward off evil spirits. The weight of the past emerges as central themes, which you can see through old abandoned buildings and businesses struggling to survive. As you explore, you'll meet locals who stayed behind.
Pretty surreal seeing
So I'm the last person left here.
seeing the photos and footage of snow in New Orleans.
This part of the river's filthy with them.
Stuttery animations in the Southern Gothic game as placeholder? I don't think so. It's a pretty common thing in
We're
animation.
using a handcrafted
to,
approach inspired by stop-motion animation.
Yeah, see, there you go.
Which allows our team to bring a distinct personality and tone into every prop and character.
It is intentional.
Because this folklore is open to visual interpretation,
I mean, Into the Spider-Verse did it. Different characters are animated on different frame rates.
to adapt how they look and to craft our own version of a fantastical Deep South.
Yeah, also meant to look like stop motion.
At Compulsion Games, we love to craft around central themes. We're lucky to have talent across all our disciplines that collaborate to give South of Midnight such a unique personality. We hope you enjoyed this deep dive into South of Midnight. We're thrilled to announce that the game will launch on April 8th, and pre-orders are now available on Xbox and Steam.
Cool. I thought it was going to be more of like a just like third person, more like platformy exploration game. I didn't think it was going to have these giant arena fights. That's really interesting. Excited to, just happy the South is being represented this way. Well, yeah, I mean, that's kind of what part of what I was alluding to. There's a lot of beauty and amazing
and welcome to our
culture in America's short history so far, and I am thirsty for anything like that.
Based in Montpellier, France, working on our first game.
Mark Twain was pretty based.
Yes.
Oui, oui.
It's a turn-based RPG set in a fantasy version of late 19th century Belle Epoque France.
Here we are.
Our grand adventure in game development actually started as a solo passion project.
They have it.
I wanted to create something like the JRPGs with turn-based combat I grew up with and loved, but that fully leveraged the latest tech, refresh the genre with new features.
I haven't read it yet. Well, I have. I skimmed it because it's basically just saying the same thing.
To realize my dream. First,
a lot of the preview coverage I've already read has said.
You will get it.
Guillaume and I started trading ideas right away, and that quickly turned into trading files back and forth. Soon, I was creating the first prototypes of the reactive turn-based system, combining real-time offense and defense element, and a cinematic battle camera system. Things really clicked when we tested the first version of those features. We felt we had something both challenging and fun.
As Tom and I went back and forth and iterated on game elements, a vision started to come together, and I shared it with an old friend from university.
So dramatic.
Gamers, and when he described the project, I quit my job the following week and joined the team without hesitation. Because I believe that in video games, success always starts with a strong creative vision. And we had that, defined by 3 core elements. A story with great emotional depth, gameplay that innovates on the classics we love, and a world that is completely original, beautiful, and immersive. We founded Central Interactive on these tenets. A group of friends...
I'm trying to keep my expectations low because it's a really small team making this game.
This too is your legacy.
But I'm kind of in for something that's not, you know, I don't need another rebirth.
Core to every great RPG is a compelling story. And Guillaume and I spent 4 years intensively developing and refining ours. And that started with the hook. 67 years ago, a massive slumbering paintress and a monolith appeared with no warning. Once a year, the paintress wakes and paints a number on her monolith. And
Oh, that's right.
Past that age is erased. Every year, that number ticks down, and everyone dies younger and younger. Expeditions depart to kill the paintress, determined to fight until their final breath, but none have ever returned. Our story follows Expedition 33.
But wait, every year everyone gets older too. So it's 2 years that die every year.
We honor your dedication. Guillaume and I knew early on that we didn't want to focus on good versus evil. What's interesting to us are people who, yes, are flawed, but who care deeply about each other. And conflicts arise because they have different perspectives on what needs to be done.
I'm sorry about earlier.
We wanted our story to feel dark and mature, with adult characters who feel like real people with real experiences.
I'm always missing something that everyone else just gets.
The heart of the story is about overcoming an existential threat while struggling with loss and grief. And it's rooted in the characters' relationships, both to each other and to themselves.
What are we gonna do, huh? Tell me. What are we gonna do?
In a world like this, how does one stay hopeful or make peace with their fate? What duty do we owe to each other or to ourselves? These questions are deeply personal to me, and they permeate the story behind the story.
Know that Lumiere fights with you. Tomorrow comes.
Yeah, I can't wait for the anime cringe.
The characters all have their own motivations and perspectives. Gustave and Lune are deeply invested in the expedition.
I'm willing to suspend disbelief.
To them, the mission is tied not only to their family, it's central to their identity and purpose.
And if
Protocol doesn't cover every contingency. You know that.
Contrast that with Ciel, whose darkest days have already happened.
What are the stars whispering to you?
If it goes through some funky locations, I can endure any manner of
I'm the
cutscene.
one whispering to them. It's something my dad and I used to do.
And Maëlle, who cares more about really living her life, not just living longer.
Gustave, are you real?
It's not all dark, though. Along the way, they meet various colorful NPCs and recruit Mono, who is a friendly but kinda bloodthirsty philosopher and a fully playable character. He has a really cool battle mechanic where he can turn into the enemies he defeats.
Ah.
Just need the foot. Aha!
I want to hear more of that music.
He's very,
Okay.
very old and has seen many expeditions come and go. He is a Gestrol, which are a group of playful beings who view battle as a form of meditation. They're fun and sort of ridiculous. You'll meet Monoko and many other Gestrols across the game.
Bonjour.
And of course, there is Estier, who is one of the oldest and lore-wise the most powerful creatures in the verse.
Estier is that powerful?
He will be your mount and help you travel to secret corners of the world. And if you bring him back his special stones, you can unlock abilities for him to access new areas of the world and find exciting secrets.
I'm strong, but I'm not that strong.
Everyone has their own reason for joining the expedition, and each of them has their own story arc and resolution that we think players will really connect with.
In addition to a strong narrative, we had a clear vision for our own take on the genre's core gameplay. Our reactive turn-based system takes the traditional turn-based battle mechanic we love and adds real-time reaction.
Real time.
Combat greater intensity and dynamism. During enemy turns, you can negate all damage by dodging or parrying at the right time. But balancing turn-based with real-time mechanics took a long time to get right.
The camera zips around a lot.
Turn-based players often found the
It looks cool, but that might get a little tiring depending on how much you're looking at it.
back then. We've done a lot of rebalancing since, and with a lot of iteration, we ultimately came up with a formula that we're proud of. Players who are good at real-time can take more risks, and others can counterbalance with items and strategies.
Well, that's the idea.
That formula lies
Like
in
it.
many ways you can customize your character.
Oh, skill tree.
We spend a lot of time designing each character's unique mechanics and their custom skill trees. Our philosophy is making every type of playstyle viable so that everyone can have fun with how they play the game. Each character has a unique mechanic. Maëlle switches between stances which can ultimately boost defense or power. I personally like to make Maëlle the protector of the group, but I'm pretty much the only one at the studio who plays her that way. Most people play her as a glass cannon with Gustave's complementary skills. The characters can also equip hundreds of passive effects, which in our game are called Lumina.
Goodness.
Every character has more than 20 unique skills in their skill tree and hundreds of passive effects.
That's where your plus 1% damage is.
And weapons. So there are a ton of builds and playstyle to explore. Needless to say, we can't wait to see how you choose to play and what kinds of build you'll design that we probably never even imagined.
Well, neato.
Set in the French fantasy world, and I was really excited to design something unique.
Yeah, make it weird.
Every level has its own.
We have yet to be properly tormented by the French in video games. I guess everything Cryo made
in the game where players
was properly French.
We wanted something that feels chaotic, grungy, and toy-like. It's basically a bazaar. Everything's disorganized, chaos everywhere, huts are unsafe, built without much thought. It's a place where anyone could fight you at any point, which is pretty much what the Gestrels are like.
Yeah, Plague Tale. I need to play Plague Tale.
The Gestrel
Was that made by
village
French
inside
developers?
The ancient sanctuary. The ideas here were forest, labyrinth, and sense.
It's only to play Liza P as well. Liza P felt French.
Graveyard of Gestrels, or forgotten wooden toys in the box.
Because the main character is Timothy Chalamet.
Red and white. I wanted to make it feel cozy, hidden from danger, with traps and labyrinths in case enemies get
It
in.
really makes you feel French. God, I gotta play Liza P, man.
Sudoku came in a single concept.
I saw more of it in the speedrun during GDQ, and the bosses look amazing.
Ladies, could I? Ow!
Definitely a Destro.
For escape, we needed a cuddly companion to take us around the world. I thought instantly of a giant inflatable balloon and old Victorian pillows with many intricate motifs. We start with the core themes and ideas, and the visuals.
Oh, Sobo's French. Okay.
From the very start of the project, there was one thing that we absolutely wanted to bring back from older JRPGs. A feature we really...
Oh yeah, Ubisoft used to be French.
A completely 3D...
Rayman is French as fuck.
Yes, we've got a map.
Woo!
And it was a real challenge, artistically and technically.
Good job, folks.
A lot bigger than we
Yeah, they showed the world map before. I was like, oh, wow.
Traveling around.
That looks really cool.
We're super happy with the result, though, as there's a lot of side paths.
Dead Cells is pretty French.
If you want to fight the toughest bosses of the game, you will have to explore. Good luck.
There's a Twitch user named FK. FK. I've always suspected that I've never said it right. And seeing it now in this, I'm convinced I've never said it right.
That Expedition 33 launches on April 24th.
Whoa, that's really soon.
And is day one with Xbox Game Pass.
Sick.
You can already wishlist the game and follow us for more info.
We are super excited to invite you into the world of Expedition 33. We are a small, passionate team. It's our debut game, and we can't wait for you to discover our story, our world, and our take on the turn-based genre.
Counter.
Everyone at Sunfall, thank you for joining us. Tomorrow comes.
Demain viendra.
Tomorrow comes.
Demain viendra.
Demain viendra.
Tomorrow comes.
Oh, this is on PC. And PS5. Neato. All right. This is what I've been taking muscle relaxants all day for.
Hello, and welcome to Dallas, Texas, home of id Software, where more than 30 years ago, a small team of game developers helped define and set a course for first-person shooters. A lot has changed since then, but our team is as passionate as ever. And the most important values at the core of our games, innovation, craftsmanship, and performance, remain a priority for us to this day.
And as you're about to see, those values are infused in every aspect of this latest installment in the legendary Doom franchise.
Ooh.
It is an honor to work on this game, to carry on id's tradition of creating all-out, groundbreaking levels of fun.
So now, we're excited to share with you a look at our most ambitious game yet. This is Doom: The Dark Ages.
That was so stupid I mouthed the words.
Awesome.
In Doom: The Dark Ages, you will feel like the superweapon in the center of a medieval war against hell. Set in a cinematic sci-fi fantasy world full of locations to explore, powerful weapons to unlock, and enemies to conquer.
Oh yeah, the head cannon.
To Doom 2016. And that's given us the opportunity to reimagine every aspect of this experience. So if you're new to the franchise, then Doom: The Dark Ages is the
Yeehaw.
perfect entry point into the series. And if you're a longtime fan, then you'll be proud to see, in a lot of ways, the feel of the game is really...
It does look like Doom 1, for sure.
Break it down, starting with...
The fact that you're kind of locked to the ground and it's all about strafing through fields of bullets.
In Doom Eternal, you felt like a fighter jet. In Doom the Dark Ages, you'll be an iron tank. Heavy, strong, but still fast.
A little head in the middle?
Combat system with
you get a little Doom guy head?
Power over the acrobatics of Doom Eternal. And a balance between enemy projectiles and player movement speed that makes strafing to aim viable again, just like in the classic Doom games. But it's not all about nostalgia. Innovation is the goal, always. And so for Doom the Dark Ages, it's an all-new world with new tools and new mechanics to master.
The environments look a little wider, like kind of broad plazas that aren't like, yeah, they're not like arenas. The Doom Eternal arenas.
All from one input. It's contextual. Tons of depth on a single button press. You know, we want every Doom game to stand on its own as a unique experience. So in 2016, we asked you to run and gun. In Doom Eternal, it was jump and shoot. And in Doom the Dark Ages, you're gonna stand and fight. And the shield saw will give you the strength to go head to head with some of the biggest, baddest demons we've ever created at id. But that's not all, because if you're gonna stand and fight, then you gotta have something to follow up that opening parry with. How about an iron flail? Or maybe an electrified gauntlet? Or even a Doom spiked mace? That's right, we have 3 melee options that are part of a melee system. All on one input, complete with combos.
There's so much animation slowing though. Like, I just wonder if the game is fundamentally slower.
Now with an all-new, unsynced, completely in the player's control glory kill system.
Oh yeah.
From any angle, in and out, as you see fit. And it feels amazing. You'll feel unstoppable, smashing your way through the board with total freedom. And that seems like a ton, but that's just 2 inputs.
So this is part of what they showed at QuakeCon.
We haven't talked about yet. The trigger.
Yeah, look at that skull grinder!
That's right, we've saved the best for last. Doom has and always will be all about the guns. And Dark Ages has some of the most ridiculously powerful weapons that we've ever created.
Oh, chain lightning weapon?
Mean. Ancient. Brutal torture machines built to butcher, impale, and shred the minions of hell with.
Different hit indicators too. Like the little hit indicators a different color.
That's the mission statement for the design of these never-before-seen, insanely fun-to-use tools of mayhem that only the Slayer has the power to wield. So let's take a look at some extended gameplay footage and see how these medieval mechanics synergize with the enemies and the environments to form the new combat loop for Doom the Dark Ages.
Yeah, the combat loop just seems to be running slower, which is not a problem, but I do wonder if that just means that the skill ceiling will be lower. Again, not a problem. I don't know that there's a lot to be gained by making a game harder or faster than Doom Eternal. Oh yeah. Yanks himself to it. Love seeing the little skulls get ground up in that gun.
And under the hood, for the first time in an id game, we've made our combat more approachable and flexible than ever before, with a new difficulty system. Allow players to tune
you can just turn up the game speed. All right then.
Whatever fits them best.
All right then.
You can slow things down or speed them up. It's a Doom for all slowers.
Okay. Well, having a fucking game speed ramp is certainly a way to do that.
For you, you've been waiting for 2 games now to get in
the
and
mech.
pilot your very own 30-story Atlan, which is a mech. It's the size of a building It's power.
Man, I remember playing Eternal and like
Titan-sized demons to death with your gauntleted fists.
they show you that stuff. They have all the lore allusions to the Doom Eternal's time with the Night Sentinel. Ah, Jesus Christ.
One and done features either. They have a full suite of abilities and even mini bosses. The spectacle is epic. The power fantasy is
Metal Gear Solid 4 levels of ridiculousness.
combat systems behind these features are deep and tons of fun.
Oh God.
All that is.
Blasting all the meat off that big guy.
Action games expect more than just great combat to pull them through the experience. So we're excited to share with you not just the gunplay, but the world of Doom: The Dark Ages.
Okay. Interesting. They didn't show this stuff at all at QuakeCon now.
Reaches of the Doom universe. Mysterious worlds from the Slayer's past, dark forests, dungeons, ancient hellscapes, battlefields, and worlds beyond. And through exploration, you'll be unlocking new abilities and godlike powers.
It's kind of weird that like tonally this is closer to Quake, but Doom Eternal played way more like Quake than this looks like it's going to.
And smash.
That's okay. Whatever. It's fine.
Full of secrets and treasures.
Yeah, it's just cool to see. I love shooters that are just
Discovered or destroyed.
out on the raggedy edge of perception and reality.
The many missions you'll experience in Doom: The Dark Ages. In this level, you will meet the enemy at the gates and save a city from certain destruction.
I wonder how much lore they're going to get into.
The medieval battlefield outside the castle walls.
Hopefully it is just kind of like a war drama. It's just like the story of the fall of this civilization.
Engage with as you see fit, with any gun you choose.
You get to see the betrayal?
Explore what is the largest play space ever in a Doom game, discovering secret caves and dungeon-like mines.
Interesting.
Vital.
So is there actually like an open space to explore to go find new areas? That's fucking weird.
And the objectives you pursue. It's a Doom sandbox full of war and riches. Once you've broken the enemy assault, head back to the main gate.
Yeah, Indiana Jones showed that like id Tech can actually do that now. It can have like big open areas with lots of little secrets and branching hallways that go. Oh shit. Damn.
And the soundtrack to your epic adventures will be composed by the award-winning team at Finishing Move, providing you with a metal soundscape that's loaded with guitars, medieval vibes, and pure adrenaline. You'll feel like you're expanding the legend of the Slayer with every mission you complete. And speaking of that legend, the story of Doom: The Dark Ages, like everything else in the game, is big. It's a summer blockbuster event with everything on the line. You are the star of the show. Your power is coveted by your enemies and withheld from your allies.
Look at that guy.
With the Slayer imprisoned at the start of our story, the balance of power between good and evil is shifting, and time is running out. It's a new story and the perfect entry point for new players. It's easier to access now as we've taken the narrative out of the codex and into the cutscenes, featuring new characters, old allies, and powerful new villains.
I kind of miss the storytelling method of the codex, but
It leads directly
if it's just straightforward cutscenes now, that kind of makes sense.
action story worthy of the Slayer's legend.
2016 and Eternal worked for a codex because everyone was dead. You were discovering the plot in retrospect, but in Dark Ages, it's like happening. You're in the events.
Together. And we've done better with every game we've made.
The hope with all this, the goal, is to give players an experience that's as fun to play as it was to make. And make something that's good enough to become the best game id has ever made.
But that
This is cute.
for you to decide. When Doom:
Aww.
Dark Ages releases,
May 15th. All right. Cool. Your birthday? Hey. A good birthday present.
I cannot move.
Well, that was a very professionally produced showcase.
medieval war against hell.
All of Hazel's powers are designed
reminding people of all the games they saw. The last Xbox Direct did that. Really, really smart idea. The one that took breaks and was like, you just saw these 4 games.
Which gives combat greater intensity and dynamism.
忍具やシリーズおなじみの体術など忍者アクションを駆使して乗り越えていくことになります。
皆様に進化した忍者ガイデンを触っていただける日を楽しみにしています。
Very cool. Very cool. Yeah, they haven't forgotten about Ninja Gaiden. Microsoft out there throwing money around. Occasionally they I mean, they always were out there scouting for hot Japanese or like obscure Japanese games to pick up. I don't see Ninja Gaiden 2 Black on PC Game Pass yet. Oh, they added Road 96. I gotta pick that game back up. Does Diablo 1 have Xbox achievements? No, drat. That'd be amazing. Popping some points. Cool though. I guess the biggest surprise for me was Dark Ages having an open world or open area-ish layout. Wolfenstein 2009 kind of had that. Indie kind of has that. Yeah, no Avowed trailer. Yeah, I guess that's coming out pretty soon, huh? Oh man, three game Doom Ultra Nightmare runs. Ugh, fuck. That's horrific. I like the okay, Dark Ages having like explorable spaces. That's bound to open up some Metroidvania style shit, right? Where you're playing, there's like a thing you can't jump to, a gap you can't cross because you don't have the fucking shield magnetism yet. I mean, I really did like poking around all the various corners of the maps in Doom Eternal and stuff. And Eternal was really good about, in 2016 to a slightly lesser extent, good about like letting you, once you reach the end of a level, going back to checkpoints, picking up stuff you missed. So they had a keen sense of catering to people that like poking around and unlocking things, picking stuff up. So if they're switching to like a more open world format, or an open area format, open zone format, that format specifically can cater to people that like picking things up and finding secrets and upgrades and unlockables and bits. Maybe that's how they fill out the gameplay experience. Yeah, there's like treasure chests and shit. Okay, so wait, hold on. There was like currencies to upgrade runes. The distance the ground fissure travels has increased. Coming soon. Yeah, you get money and you spend that on upgrades. Unlocking new abilities. Oh, you can just drag this around? No, I didn't know that. Okay, yeah. Yeah, okay. I mean, I'm into that, especially if these environments are as like... The environments in Indiana Jones were really fun to poke around because the environment art was exceptional and also the rendering tech was really good. All the environments just looked great. And that kind of added to the digital tourism aspect of it. That should be pretty fun then. I am curious like how intricate they're making that aspect of the game. Like will there be complicated things where you have to like hit 5 buttons and distributed areas, all that have their own environmental puzzles so that you can get behind this door to unlock a mega fight to get an upgrade for your shot. I don't know. That would be cool. That would be cool. Looks awesome. And as unsurprisingly, I'm really, really excited. Played Doom, and but the other 3 games looked really good as well, you know? Every game was shown exceptionally well. I thought every game seemed to be exhibited very honestly. You know, I'm not trying to convince you that these games aren't anything that they're not. Does this mean we get to see a new Drunk Doom stream as well? Oh, man. That's a good idea. I haven't done one of those in a long time. We'll say yes. Why not? Why not? All right, I'm gonna let's play Final Fantasy, huh?